Greetings everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Saumil and in this video we are gonna do a hands-on exercise on learning about Apache Hudi Delta Streamer, or also called as Hudi Streamer. In this exercise or lab, we will learn how to use the Hudi Delta Streamer, read data which is from a Parquet source, and then write data as Apache Hudi. The goal of the video is to teach you the basic concepts about Hudi Delta Streamer and how to get started with Hudi Delta Streamer working locally. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Just a quick note before we begin the lab exercise: complete return guide along with every single steps could be found on my LinkedIn. So in case if you miss out any steps, please make sure to head over to my LinkedIn blog and check out the return guide. So step 1 is very simple. We need to install PySpark, Java 11 and Hadoop. I'm using a Mac OS, but you should be able to follow these steps on Windows as well. So first, go to your terminal and install PySpark version 3.4.0. You should be able to do that by using pip install PySpark is equal to 3.4.0. After installing PySpark, you need to install Java 11 on your computer. If you are using a Mac OS, you should be able to do that using the command brew install openjdk at 11. This will install the Java version 11. But for some reason, if you're using Windows, you can visit the link, download the exe file and install Java 11 on your computer. Again, after that, you need to install Hadoop, and you can install Hadoop on a Mac OS by using the command brew install Hadoop. This should install Hadoop on your computer. But for some reason, if you're using Windows, I have a guide, a YouTube video, which will show you how to install Java and Hadoop both on your Windows machine. Now let's begin the actual lab, right? These are some prerequisites. Make sure you have PySpark, Hadoop and Java 11. Assuming you have all of these three, now you should be able to follow the lab exercise with me. So first we need some data set. I have a Google Drive link on my README file. So copy that, okay? And simply open up Chrome and paste the link on your browser. You should be able to see two Parquet files. What I want you to do is download those two Parquet files and then head over to downloads. Create a folder on your computer, either desktop, called sample data, and paste these two Parquet files into that. Now, after this, once you have the sample data set, we need a jar file. We would need Hudi utility slim bundle.jar. Now, again, that link is also provided to you. So head over to the link. So simply copy, open Chrome, open up a new tab and paste the link. Over here, then you should be looking for jar file. This is the jar file for Apache Hudi version 0.14.0. Once you download the jar file, you should be able to move the jar file in the project directory into the folder jar. Again, I have given you all the materials as well. So inside a folder jar, you would have this jar file over here. So in case if for some reason the link is not working, you would have the jar file, the sample Parquet files, everything in the particular folder called E1. E1 would stand for exercise number 1. So hopefully the prerequisite steps are done and we can now focus on learning. The steps were: install PySpark version 3.4.0, install Hadoop 3.7, install Java 11, download the sample Parquet dataset, and then download the Hudi slim utility bundle.jar file. If you have all of these, now you should be able to perform the lab with me. Now let's take a look at these files. So in the project directory now, again sharing back my screen, you would have a file called hudi_tbl.props. This is where you would define your Apache Hudi settings. So any Hudi configuration, you would define that in the prop files. You would also see a file called spark-config.properties. This is where we define the Spark configuration, okay? So I'm gonna close these, and now I'm gonna open up a file called job. This is where we have the job which we are gonna submit on the Delta Streamer. So let's spend some time understanding this. So over here, spark.submit, and then over here we are using Hudi, a class called org.apache.hudi utilities.streamer.hudistreamer. Then we provide in the Spark package. Again, for some reason, if you're using a different version of Spark, make sure to provide the right package here. I'm using Spark 3.4, hence I have Hudi-Spark 3.4 bundle underscore 2.12 colon. This is the Hudi version 0.14.0. Okay. After that, properties file. So we are basically gonna provide the Spark, properties, right? So we are basically passing in that over here. Master as local, right? Simple. Executor memory, we define a 1 gig of memory. Over here, you have to define the path where your jar file is. Remember, we downloaded a jar file through Maven. Again, if you are not able to download it, it should be there in the project directory in the folder jar. So let's collapse back. Now observe over here, table type as copy on write. Hudi supports merge on read and copy on write. Operation, so meaning you want to do upsert, insert, bulk insert, right? So I'm specifying that. Then this particular here is the dedupe key or the precom key, which is a replication timestamp. So I'm using a field, a timestamp to dedupe my data. Now over here we have source class. So you have to specify what is your source, right? If you have a JSON, you'll be probably using a different class. Since I'm showing you for the Parquet, we are using Parquet DFS source particular class. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Target is where you want to create your Hudi transactional data lake. So I want to create my Hudi transactional data lake in a folder Saumil Shah downloads and inside a folder called HudiDB. So if I quickly go to downloads, I do not have a folder called HudiDB right now. Okay. Target table. So you're providing the name of the table and all the Hudi configuration we are providing by this particular file hudi_tbl.prop. Now let's open that particular file hudi_tbl.props over here and let me make sure you guys can see. So first one right here, we are simply using the key generator as a simple key. We are using the record key or the primary key that you like to call as invoice ID. The partition will be by destination state. So in the sample Parquet file, there's a column called destination state. We would love to partition our data lake by state. This one right here is the source from where you're going to read your data. So in this case, if you observe in my downloads, we have a folder called sample data. Inside that we have these two folders. So that's the path file :/user Saumil Shah download sample data. In this directory, I have my Parquet files. Precom key, of course, as replication timestamp. Okay. So these are your all configuration, pretty straightforward. So now what we will do, I'm gonna copy these. Okay. Now let me show you here. Okay, as you can see, we have pasted all the configuration over here and now we're going to submit it. Again, spark.submit, we provided the class. The class would be org.apache.hudi.utilities.streamer.Hudi Streamer. We provide in the package. We provide in the prop file for Spark configuration. After that, we provide the jar file that we just downloaded. Table type as copy and write, the method as upsert, and some basic configuration, and all the Hudi configuration we are providing through hudi_tbl.props. Again, you can also provide it over here, but it's just, it would make it a little messy. So hence providing it through a prop file is much better. So let's execute. I'm gonna press enter on my computer. So now, as you can see, the job has started. Now I'm simply gonna wait. Meanwhile, I'll try my best to go to downloads. Right now we have a Hudi folder, but no items are there inside that. Okay. So let's wait for this to complete. So we are seeing some files here. As you can see, we see all these partition. Inside the partition, I am able to see my Parquet files. So successfully the job has completed. We did not encounter any errors and we have successfully used Apache Hudi Delta Streamer or Hudi Streamer to consume data from a Parquet source and write it as an Apache Hudi transactional data lake. The beauty about this video or the lab is you don't need any MR cluster. You can do everything locally. So even if you are making mistakes, you can try multiple times and you do not need to worry about the cost part. All the exercise material, all the files, every single thing would be available on the GitHub section. This is gonna be exercise number 1. So make sure to download and try these labs out. With that being said, if you have any further questions, I would love to answer your questions. And please make sure to hit the like and subscribe and share the video with your coworkers. If you feel I've done a good job, please make sure to give a like on the video. Well, that's all I have for the video. All the materials are readily available, and please make sure to try this out, because the best way to learn anything is to personally try it out. Thank you, and I'm gonna see you in the next exercise.